Okay. All right, here it is. I have it. And I'm gonna open it on camera because why not? If you know me personally at all, you know that this is a big deal. A pretty big deal. So, pretty excited that it's finally in. And with this, I get to move to South Korea. Holy guacamole. It looks terrible, but I should probably go into the story of why this is so exciting. So essentially what I decided to do back in October of 2019 is I knew I wanted to go and teach abroad. I didn't know how I wanted to do that. So I started doing a lot of research. I knew I didn't really want to just teach English. I wanted to teach at an international school because I currently am a certified teacher here in the US, and I knew I wanted to do what I do now. I want to teach my own classroom, my own students, regular curriculum. So I joined a company called Search Associates, and what I did was I had to get letters of recommendation from my principal currently, any past principals that I've had. So I did work at a school before, so I had to get a letter of recommendation from her. And I had to get 2 recommendations from parents that I've previously taught. And there were a lot of little fine details and things like that. But essentially I created this little profile on Search Associates. I paid their fee, and I was kind of out and open in a job pool full of teachers. So January I went to a job fair, and I ended up only having 2 schools at the whole job fair that I was really, really interested in. I feel really comfortable and stable where I am, so I wasn't super worried about getting a job overseas. I was like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, that's okay. I'm happy here. So yeah, but I didn't get anything back from that job fair. I didn't get any offers or anything. And it wasn't until a month later, I was on vacation, of course, and I got a call from my school, and they wanted to interview me. So I interviewed when I came back, and they hired me a couple days later. And then I spent a lot of time thinking and crying and deciding what I wanted to do and how I was going to do it. And just the logistics of moving to the other side of the world it's a lot. But so I accepted the job, and I started with my process. And then, if you are watching this in the future, March 2020, not a great year for the world. COVID-19 came in and swept the whole world right under the rug, and everything stopped. And I had sent in my passport to get renewed so I could get my visa on a valid passport. And the passport agencies closed the day after I sent my passport in to get renewed. Every website, every person I called was like, well, you're gonna have to expect delays of a few months. It was March, and I was supposed to be leaving in July. I was like, I don't have a few months to expect a delay. I need my passport as soon as possible. I can't wait. And they were like, oh, well, sorry, too bad. So I called every single day just trying to get updated. It was in Philly, and it was going through the National Passport Agency. And the day that I arrived back in my home state of New Hampshire, I called, and they were like, oh, it's actually in your home state. It's back in New Hampshire now. They just have to process it there. I was like, oh, that's fantastic news. until I found out that that passport agency specifically is completely closed, not processing any further from that point on. So a wonderful, beautiful, amazing coworker of mine suggested that I talk to my state representatives. And I was like, state representatives, like, what are they gonna do for me? You know, like, I'm one piece in this entire puzzle of the state. So I continued to just kind of wait and call and see if I could, you know, weasel my way into getting my passport. What ended up happening was this coworker, this lovely, beautiful, amazing coworker, ended up emailing them for me, calling them for me. So she called my governor of my state, she called a senator from my state, and a congressman from my state. And my governor couldn't do anything that's out of his jurisdiction, but my senator, my congressman that she contacted, replied to her and said, yeah, we can totally help, and just have her call us. And I was like, I can't even believe that they responded to you. Like, you just don't think about your state reps that often, and you don't think that they can do anything, that they're not gonna, that's not their job to help you, but it is. That's their job, is to help you, and that's why we elect them for these things. So the lovely Senator Jeanne Shaheen and the lovely Congressman Chris Pappas and their amazing, fantastic staff at their offices vouched for me at the passport office. And I got official letters being like, this is an emergency, like, we need it by this day. And the passport agency, after they kind of fought and they presented my emergency case, saying like, hey, like, this poor girl just like wants to keep her job overseas, can you help her out? And they said, no, we're not going to do that. And so there it was. I was done. I was not getting my passport on time. I was not traveling overseas. I'd worked from October to April, worked like crazy, crazy hard trying to get this job, and it wasn't going to happen. And it was really, really sad. I was really, really upset. So I spent the whole next couple of days just being like, okay, all right, you know, it's okay. There's always next year. It's going to work out fine. It's just really disappointing. And then on Friday, one of my state congressmen called me and said, hey, the passport agency, they changed their minds. And I was like, what? And they were like, yeah, no, they changed their minds. Like, we presented your case again, and they're gonna count it as an emergency. They're gonna process your passport. And I could not believe it. I was in shock. I couldn't even believe that they just changed their minds like that. And it's so interesting how, you know, one little decision can really change someone's entire life. And so I waited a few more days, and it is now Wednesday of the week after, and here it is. It's in my hands. I have it. So I went from, okay, I'm not going, to it's happening. It's just wild. Absolutely wild. And it's so exciting. And I have so much to do. I wish that I had filmed me taking my classroom down. I did that yesterday. I have no idea what I'm doing. This is my first time traveling overseas. I'm doing the same thing that most people do, which is Googling it and finding Pinterest lists from other expats of like what to bring, what not to bring, what to pack, what not to pack. But yeah, I'd love to make some more kind of vlogs just to talk about the process. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people have like some weird notions about moving overseas or teaching overseas, and they think it's like a Peace Corps kind of thing, or like it's really not like that. So I really just want to show my experience, and I feel like video is the best way to do it. So I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm a terrible editor. I'm not the most like aesthetically pleasing kind of video, but I figured, hey, a vlog, it sounds pretty cool. So I'll just kind of start videoing things, like whenever I can think about taking out the camera and kind of showing what I'm doing now. But now that it's official, I feel like I can start making these, because before I was just a crying mess trying to figure out what I was doing and if I was going or not. So that's kind of it. This is my first video, and we'll see how it goes. All right. Thanks so much, guys.